What's up everybody, welcome back to A Ball and a Goal. My name is Cornel and in this video I'm gonna take a look at the European action in the upcoming weekend, see what kind of games will be worth the 2 hours of your precious time. Now before I do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the last day of the Champions League, match day 1. I wanted to do a video about that. Unfortunately, one of my streaming services didn't work, so I had to postpone it. Now it's a little bit too late. We already are in the fever of the weekend. Congratulations to Yamali, who scored 119 points, and he's first in our mini league. So kudos to him, very good. Also, congratulations to everybody who got over 100 points. I think that's pretty much should be what everybody should be aiming for, especially at the beginning of the group stages. And yeah, I think I speak in behalf of the other 3 players who didn't make it to 100 points, that we have to step it up and bring our A game to the table in the match day 2. So like I said, I'm going to take a look at the European leagues and see what games I consider that are worth it for you to spend 2 hours and watch them. And I think definitely in England, the game of the weekend is going to be Manchester City Arsenal. It's going to be on Sunday. City trying to protect their 100% record, and Arsenal still undefeated. Still a team that hasn't conceded while playing 11 against 11. That's going to be a cracker of a game, and I just hope that Arteta will go over there and try to get something. Not to be too defensive like it happened last season when they play at the Etihad. So yeah, a game I'm looking forward to, and I think a game that it will definitely deserve your time. Other than that, I think Fulham Newcastle, it's another one that should be interesting, given the fact that Newcastle are currently 3rd in the league. No Europe to distract them. Especially last season, they had a terrible, difficult group in the Champions League, and they dealt with a lot of injuries. They look like they are on the up now, so definitely an interesting game to watch. And also another game between 2 teams that's are still undefeated after 4 rounds: Brighton and Nottingham Forest. And one that I can see, a little bit of a surprise will be the one from Saturday, Crystal Palace and Manchester United. Manchester United coming after a big win in the Carabao Cup. Nobody mentioning, because he was basically buried under the Champions League games, in the middle of the week. They beat Barnsley 7-0, and they are going now to Selhurst Park, where they don't have a good record, to be honest. Crystal Palace has a pretty good record against United and also against the big teams in general. So this is going to be a tough place to go for them. In Italy, 2 big games this weekend. If you are a fan of Serie A, definitely going to enjoy this one. Juventus against Napoli and Inter against AC Milan, Derby della Madonnina. When it comes to Juventus-Napoli, the thing is that Napoli, because they don't participate in any European competition, they kind of went under the radar. Conte is now the coach over there. Lukaku finally made his debut for them last week, a guy that Conte wanted it so much. A team that lost the first game, I think it was 3-0 at Verona, after which Conte apologized to the fans, but came back strong, winning the next 3 back to back, and now they are going to Juventus, a team that still is undefeated and still hasn't conceded in the league, so that should be a cracker of a game. And I have to be honest here, I think it's going to be an excitement race for Lo Scudetto this season between Juventus, Napoli and Inter, in my opinion, looks at this moment. So yeah, big game. And the other one, Inter Milan, between a team that's still undefeated, that looks good, got a draw at the Etihad in the Champions League, and another one that's still looking for its identity, a little bit shaky at the back, big names, but so far, they kind of struggle. But nevertheless, the Milan derbys are always always nice, and Milan is going to probably step it up and give Inter a good game. So that's another one interesting to watch. And then one more game that, again, kind of went under the radar. The Udinese is in first place in Serie A. The schedule, you can say, might have been kind to them until now. Undefeated, 3 wins and a draw so far. So they travel to Roma, which fired Daniele De Rossi this week, and they're still without a win. 3 draws and 1 loss for Roma in the first 4 games of the season. So yeah, Roma, Udinese, like I said, being first in the Serie A this season. An interesting thing, Alexis Sanchez is back there, and that is where he started his career actually, before he made the move to Barcelona and then to Arsenal and Manchester United. He's currently injured, so he was on the bench in the last game, but you never know, he might play. And also I think Florian Thauvin, for those of you who are Olympique Marseille fans, probably you remember him from 5-6 years ago when he was, banging goals in Ligue 1 for fun. So he is currently at Udinese, and he had a great start of the season for them. Moving on to Germany, Bayern München, another team that has a 100% record. After the first 3 games, they're going to Werder Bremen, where they try to protect their record. But the game of the weekend, I think, in my opinion, and this one, I think it's worth a look. Stuttgart against Dortmund, coming after 2 very good performances in the Champions League. Unfortunately, for one of them, it didn't pay out in the result. For the other one did. 2 teams that play very attacking on the front football. So I think that should be a very, very interesting one to watch. It's going to be at Stuttgart. I think it's going to be on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, other than that, Leverkusen playing at home with Wolfsburg. After that brilliant performance in the Champions League against Feyenoord. So yeah, and I think Leipzig are traveling to St. Pauli, which is a newly promoted side. But definitely Stuttgart against Borussia Dortmund, the one to watch in Bundesliga this weekend. Moving on to France. Marseille under De Zerbi, and with Mason Greenwood and Neil Maupay in great form. They are traveling to Lyon, which is currently, I think, sitting 15 or 16 in the Ligue 1. They are undefeated, 3 wins and a draw in the first 4 games for Olympique Marseille, and it's nice to see, one team or 2 teams like Monaco also, who has 3 wins and a draw, that can hopefully keep up with Paris Saint-Germain and try to give them a fight for the title. So this should be an interesting one. And also, Paris Saint-Germain traveled to Stade de Reims, which, by the way, then this is an historical fact, they played 2 or even 3 Champions League finals back in the late 50s. Yes, just an historical fact. They are far away from the team that they were back then. And again, Paris Saint-Germain, another team that is trying to protect their 100% record so far this season. In Spain, a big game for Barcelona. The last 2 games, they end up playing with a man less. In La Liga at Vallecano, they won 4-1, and then in the Champions League at Monaco, where they lost. Another team who is trying to protect a 100% record so far, they're going to Villarreal, who is still undefeated. Is currently, I think, 3rd or 4th in La Liga, 3 wins and 2 draws in 5 games. So definitely a tough one. Barcelona looks like a team who doesn't have, players on the bench. They have too many injuries. Dani Olmo, Gavi at the beginning of the season. The back line looks pretty bad as well. Christiansen is out, Araujo as well. So yeah, a tough game for Barcelona, especially if they're trying to continue their 100% record. That's going to be a very difficult place to go. And also Real Madrid at home, but against Espanyol, and it's always difficult against the Barcelona side, no matter where they're going to play it. So yeah, definitely one to watch. And also Valencia, who is bottom of the La Liga so far. 1 draw and 4 losses, I think, for them. They're playing at home Girona. Sad to see, a big club like Valencia, who also, I think, got out of the relegation places last season barely at the end, if I remember correctly. So yeah, hopefully they can recover and then continue to stay in the first division of the Spain football, because like I said, it's a big club, and it's sad to see it, just like Ajax Amsterdam last season, who didn't get relegated, but obviously it was flirting with the relegation battle for a long period of time. Sad to see those big clubs getting in these kind of situations. And finally, two more teams that they are trying to protect their 100% record. Worth mentioning, in Holland, Eindhoven, they are traveling to Fortuna Sittard, and in Portugal, Sporting at home with AVS. Like I said, two teams that they started just with wins so far. So it's interesting to see if they're gonna keep up their 100% record. And before I wrap up this video, I just want to mention one thing that, in my opinion, was the moment of the match day one of the Champions League. And it wasn't about a player, it was about artist. I don't know if you guys watch it. Probably there are different feeds for different countries in the world. So if you didn't see it, don't think I had some hallucination or anything like that, because I saw it. During the Celtic Glasgow Slovan Bratislava game, at the first goal that Celtic scored, I saw Rod Stewart celebrating in the stands with his friends. So thank you so much for a wonderful career, for brilliant moments. Either singing along in our cars by ourselves, or dancing at a prom with a sweetheart, and also for teaching us that the love and the passion for your club and for the game doesn't die until you do. So that should do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the games, and until next time, bye bye.